Okay, this actually might be my jankiest setup yet. I'm literally balancing you guys on top of my cousin's toy truck. Hey guys, so yeah, if you couldn't tell, this is a very spur of the moment video. I just felt very called to come on camera and speak to you guys right now. Like an angel appeared to me. I came up with this idea earlier in the day, but I was planning on making it a little nicer than this setup. I don't think it's that serious. I have a few thoughts and I feel like it doesn't matter the time that I share it. Also, I have this microphone on with me because this is also an ASMR video. No, I feel like I keep catching myself speaking very softly in my videos and I don't have an actual microphone, so for now we're gonna do this. How about I give you guys the opportunity to get a little cozy, make yourself a cup of tea perhaps. I'm just gonna be talking in this video. I have a few thoughts I want to share. I don't even know how to start this. I'm already very uncomfortable. I don't like getting vulnerable. I feel like we should just get into it. Okay, my friends and I are what the kids these days call thought daughters. Stop intellectual thought, right? Thought daughters. We think a lot. I feel like every single conversation we've had this summer, literally every single time we've hung out, always turns into us discussing just this common sense of dread we all feel. Dread from being in our 20s, dread from being in this new chapter of our lives, basically. This summer has been a bit of an emotional one for me, I feel like. I really have just been coming to terms with all of the changes that are happening in my life and that are gonna be happening. Right now I'm gonna be a junior in college, right? So I'm really locking down on what career I'm gonna have in the future, where am I gonna live in the future, finishing my last few semesters before I have to leave this bubble life I've been living in for the past few years and enter the real world where I'm still gonna be living all over the place, and am I even gonna be close to my family? Am I on the right path? What do I think I'm gonna do with my life? Like, where am I gonna end up? All these different thoughts surrounding my future don't even hit me with the live in the present moment. I understand that, but it's just inevitable at this point in my life to not be freaking out about my future. We're in that phase where we're figuring that out. It's scary. It has been on my mind a lot. Just all the different anxieties that come with being in your early 20s. So I made a list. So here are 20 things that have been on my mind as a 20-year-old. Number one, life is moving so fast. I'm smiling, but it's not funny. I literally just talked about this with my friends yesterday. We went on a nice little hike to this little waterfall. Once again, our conversation led to us just freaking out. Life is moving so fast, and I don't think that's a crazy realization I've had. Obviously, as you get older, time moves a lot faster, or it feels like it's moving a lot faster. You're more conscious. But just thinking about my freshman, sophomore year of college, they flew by. Is this what's gonna happen my junior, senior year? Like, is it all just gonna go by like this and I'm just gonna have to be off into the real world? This summer especially as well, because now I have a full-time job and this YouTube thing still has not kicked off, so I gotta support myself through other means. All the days are just starting to blend together. Like, I feel like all my weekdays are just wake up, go to work, come home, go to the gym, eat dinner, get ready for bed, wake up, go to work, come home, go to the gym, you know, it's just the same cycle over and over again. Of course, when you have such a routine in your life, all of the days are bound to start blending together, you know what I mean? So that's been really stressing me out. But I actually just saw an Instagram post about this. Obviously, if you have such a strict routine in your life, time is bound to just feel like it's flying by, right? For the most part. And in order to kind of slow your life down, you need to add those little things throughout the day that changes up your routine. And I've really been trying to be more conscious of that and implement little things throughout the week that change things up, add some more spice. I feel like at the beginning I would come home from work and I'd just be so exhausted. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go out. But you can't let yourself do that, you know? And I've been really forcing myself to not do that. I feel like I reached a point where I was just living for the weekend. You just can't do that. Life is gonna go like that. That segues into my next point. I need to be okay with taking things slow. Sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not living my life to the fullest potential, which I guess overarchingly sometimes is true. More so in the day-to-day, I'm always like, I need to be out, I need to be doing this, I need to be doing that. I feel bad about myself if I'm not actively doing something crazy memorable, because I feel like I always tell myself, oh my gosh, you have one life to live, stop being a loser, get out of your room, get out of your house, like on the weekends especially, like why are you not out right now, get in turn. That was really bad. But I think it's important to also enjoy the slower days, right? And I feel like I'm doing a better job at doing that, because I'm always reminding myself, I know when I'm back at school and I'm just studying every day or at class, I'm gonna miss those moments where I'm just home and have the time to really just do nothing. nothing. But yeah, I guess life doesn't always have to be so fast-paced. It's okay to just chill. 3, this 9 to 5 lifestyle is not for me, especially in our current society, our beautiful American culture. Most of us are raised or just expected to be such workaholics. I feel like this is making me seem so bratty and so spoiled. I get my first real job and I'm losing myself. For instance, full-time job. Let's say you're working 40 hours a week, right? 40 hours a week for the rest of your life. I feel like I come home from work, like most of the time I just feel so drained. And now I understand why every time my mom came home and there were dishes in the sink, she would be in a pissy mood. I'd also be in a pissy mood if I came home and my kids were just like chilling and didn't clean up, didn't do anything, and I'd have to come home, make dinner, clean, I don't know if that's the lifestyle I want to have. I don't know. I guess this is almost motivating to really make sure I choose a career path that fulfills me and satisfies me, because I want to be happy and I don't want my career to prevent me from enjoying life. Yeah, so I really need to escape the rat race. 4, why am I not in Europe right now and why am I employed? I'm kidding. I am very appreciative of my current job actually, and I will not get into that further. I feel like if you have the means to do so, travel as much as you can. I don't think you'll ever regret it. And part of me is trying to hold on to a little bit of delusion that I'll end up in Europe somehow, some way this year, if not this summer. It can happen. I believe it. Number 5, am I wasting my time? Am I on the right path? Yeah, like I said before, I feel like I'm just in that stage where I'm just figuring my life out, you know? I'm figuring out what I want to do with my life. But of course, with that comes a huge sense of just feeling a little bit lost, right? And a little bit confused, a little unsure of the future. And I want to say that I've grown a lot more sure of the path I'm trying to take. But you know, there are moments where I have my doubts and then I feel like everything just gets thrown off and I feel lost again. But I guess feeling lost is part of the journey. It's pretty normal to feel this way, so yeah, but that doesn't really help me. Number 6, it really is that damn phone. Get off your phones. Listen, I'm not trying to point any fingers because I can also point them at me. These phones are ruining our lives. Social media is a beautiful thing, but it's also just so sad how much of our lives we're wasting just scrolling. I literally get embarrassed of myself of how much of a habit it's turned into for me. Like the way my fingers always have to be doing this. It's embarrassing. It's sad. I feel like we're just forgetting how to connect with each other. That's not good because we need connection. I think it really is all just a matter of breaking that habit and putting better habits into your life. I will delete Instagram again after this video. Next, I am so scared for college to end. I'm terrified. You really do, or at least I am fortunate enough to sort of just be living in this nice little bubble right now. I have my responsibilities, and those of course are real big responsibilities, but at the end of the day, it's still a little bubble, right? You're still not completely doing it on your own. I of course still have 2 more years, but I don't want to think about that chapter closing. It's just scary to think about growing up. That brings me to my next point. I wish I realized how good I had it when I did. Obviously, I'm still fairly young, but I wish I took more advantage of the fact that I could make a lot more mistakes and things weren't that serious. My teenage years, I would say, were a little rough, like high school wise. There were some peaks, but there were also some valleys, okay? I don't know, I feel like I was always just so afraid of doing the wrong thing or messing up. I wish I took things less seriously almost. Next, 20 is such an awkward age because you're a year off from being 21. That's when you're a full adult. That's when you can actually do adult things.
Get into
but you're still more grown than 18. There's still like this different sense of seriousness to being 20. Like it just has a different vibe to it. My legs are literally losing circulation. Sometimes I look like I'm literally 14 years old and then I'm like, no, I'm 20. I'm in my 20s. Like that's a big deal. But once again, it's just a very awkward limbo phase where you kind of just have to go with the flow of life and go with the flow of things. And that's a little scary, at least for me. It makes me a little uncomfortable and I don't like it. But hey man, we're in this together. My phone is dying, so we're gonna have to go without the headphones for now. So this next thing, this is a phrase that I always repeat to myself whenever I catch myself getting a little more anxious than usual. No amount of regret can change the past, and no amount of anxiety can change the future. Sit with that. And I guess it's a little hypocritical of me to say because this whole video has just been me flipping out over my future. These are just like the two voices battling in my head, like, oh, chill, oh, I Can't chill. I guess I just need to remember, and you need to remember as well. You're gonna get there eventually, but for right now, you're here. That's a blessing in itself. I guess that's something I really need to work on, being in the present moment. A little amount of stress is healthy, I think. It motivates you, it gets you thinking. I feel like sometimes it just reaches the point where it's all I think about, and that's where we get to that line. This is where I'm at. We need to bring it down here. Number 11. Love is such a beautiful thing, man. I really try to see love everywhere. Like walking outside, seeing couples outside, it used to make me a little salty. And you know, sometimes it still does. And also just among my friends. I love my friends. I would do anything for my friends. I love my family. I love my dog. I love myself. I think love can exist all around you if you see love all around you. Think about it. But I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I love love, but I don't need a man. This is sort of a lie because I was just telling my friend the other day, I want a boyfriend. It's nice to have someone you can always turn to. In general, it's nice that I have this opportunity to just be free, right? What a blessing to be free in your 20s. Free to just do whatever you want, explore as many people as you want, figure out what it is you seek in a relationship. You have that space and freedom, and I feel like my recent situations with men have really shown me that in this stage of my life, most men will just bring me down. I'm at a point where I feel like I'm just thriving more and more each day, and I feel like every time I'm feeling my best, a man will enter my life and just shatter me completely. Like I lose myself, and why would I want that? I'm young, I'm free. I don't need that. My one friend and I, Samia, we talk about this all the time. Most women relationships, myself included, we always mold ourselves or accommodate for men. This is something that I'm really trying to stop, and I recognize as wrong. Like, I'm really gonna allow some bum to level me down? No. And I do feel like a lot of young women especially tend to settle for guys. My mentality was always, oh, what if this is it? Like, no one else comes after him. Like, what if no one else gives me attention? That's not true. You should never be settling. I wholeheartedly believe that there is someone out there who will check all those boxes, and if he doesn't, he will do all he can to check those boxes for you because he cares about you, loves you, whatever. It really is just so much more freeing to be single than with some guy who's holding you back or bringing you down, tipping your sparkles. I am more in control than I think. Yeah, I mean, it's no doubt your mindset is so important. It shapes how your day goes, how your life goes. Your thoughts create your reality. So if you're always in a bad mood, always, my life sucks. Yeah, your life is gonna suck. Yeah, and obviously you can't fake positivity all the time. You know, if you're going through it, you're going through it, right? But you choose how you react to different situations, to other people's actions, things that happen that are out of your control. You can still choose how you go forward. This is a big one. Speak your truth. Speak your mind. I feel like I am always holding things in. A lot of the times I don't speak what's on my mind at the moment. For instance, if someone says something that like is disrespectful, a lot of the times I'll just be like, that's weird. But I won't confront them or confront the situation heads on. It's important to set your boundaries. It's important to make sure people know you don't tolerate their shit, right? I've realized that I'm sometimes a very tolerant person. I'll just let a lot of things slide just because I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable or feel like a burden to other people, you know what I mean? But no, speak your truth. Don't hold things in. Number 15, stop comparing yourself. Stop. I think I've actually gotten really good at this, and a huge part of it comes from not using social media as often. It's so easy to compare yourself to other people, but everyone's on their own path, everyone's on their own journey, everyone has their own stuff that they're dealing with that you have no idea about. Just think about yourself. You're not posting your worst moments. You're not posting when something goes wrong in your life, right? So obviously the majority of people on your feed also aren't. It's not fair to bring yourself down. Next, it is so important to be compassionate to people. Being a kind person, saying hello to the person you're walking past you on the street, smiling at people, offering people help even if they don't ask, putting in a little extra effort for someone if you know they're having a bad day, just showing compassion. It's so important. All the stuff in the news just stresses me out every day. I don't know, I feel like we're sort of losing our humanity a little bit. It doesn't take a lot to just be a nice person and to be a kind person, and it really does have an effect on people, you know? Like, I don't know, whenever a stranger shows some attitude towards me or like whatever, I try not to really take it to heart because I'm like, okay, like I don't know what's going on in their life, right? It really doesn't add anything better in my life to be mean back. I guess it is a little rewarding to have an attitude back sometimes, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just have to show people some grace and move on with your day. I saw this post that was like, at one point you just have to tell yourself, this is not an experience I want to keep having. And you have to stop entertaining things when you know you're not gonna like the result. This can go back to dating or in other relationships in general, right? I would notice the same cycles happening or the same feelings of hurt, disappointment that I was almost bringing on to myself, where I recognized that, you know, things aren't gonna end well and I still like kept at it. So yeah, I just think that's a good quote. You just have to reach that point where tell yourself, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I'm done, and be done. You have to have so much more belief in yourself, so much more faith in yourself. I feel like this year especially, I really realized that at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. You know, you're not always gonna have someone to support you, guide you, to walk you through it, to hand you what it is you're going after. You have to do it yourself sometimes, and you have to be okay with doing it yourself sometimes, or most of the time. And guys, when I tell you, once you develop that mentality of like, oh, the worst they can say is no, life changes. I've really only started exercising this mentality these past 2 weeks, and already the results are phenomenal. You might as well just ask for the things you want. Seriously, the worst that can happen is that they say no, and you might feel a little embarrassed, you might feel a little ashamed, but you keep it pushing. I am going to get everything I prayed for. I believe it. I really do. I know myself. I know that my intentions, I'm always coming from a place of love, or at least I try to. And if I stick to my values, if I continue to work hard, if I keep putting in the effort, chasing after my dreams, having faith in the world, having faith in God, I really believe that everything is going to fall into place. And everything is going to fall into place for you too. In one way or the other, you're going to figure it out. You're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. My final point, my 20th thought. I only have 20 thoughts. I wanted to end on a cute note, a little perspective shift, some food for thought. It really is a blessing to only be 20, to have so much time ahead of me, hopefully, please. I know I'm like complaining about feeling old, feeling like time is slipping away. In the grand scheme of things, I have so much time to make mistakes. Of course, I'm not gonna have everything figured out right now, and who knows when I will, but as much as I worry, there is still so much time to figure it out, and we will. Kind of beautiful that I don't have everything figured out right now, right? Right? I feel like I've just been rambling this entire video. This video is just me rambling. It's scary growing up. It's scary to feel lost, and it's uncomfortable. It sucks not having full-on clarity or full certainty of what's gonna happen, but I guess that's what life is all about. 10 years from now, I feel like I'm gonna look back at this video, chuckle to myself, and be like, oh, you silly girl. That's what I've been thinking about. Let me know your thoughts down below. Bye guys, love you.